Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video where today we continue our quest to reach the epitome of iRacing skill, the fabled 10k iRacing. However, as I'm sadly not the fastest person in the world, my goal is to achieve 10,000 iRating across all 4 divisions combined. We are currently at this iRacing level, and can we continue to move closer to our goal? Let's do this thing. Well, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Porsche Cup here from the Nordschleife, starting pretty much at the back of the field, and a standing start as well. I think we just want to try and survive turn 1 today.
The 18, the track temp is 26, the air temp is 26 Celsius. Get ready.
Going to try and keep it clean and tidy off the start.
Go, go, go.
But yeah, really not too worried about trying to get a good start down in towards turn 1, because I feel like it's going to be chaos. Couple of cars already just trying to move over to let everyone by, and we've already got a couple of spinners. That took literally 10 seconds for cars to spin out, but so far this series has not gone very well for me, as in I've lost iRacing in both of the races we've done, so I don't know why I should believe that today is going to be any different. That being said, a lot of understeer there. We'll pick up a 1X. I like the Porsche Cup car. I love the Nordschleife. So if ever there was going to be a location and a car that we could try and hopefully start bringing this series in the right direction, surely this place is going to be the one there. Love that Repco livery just in front of me, but as we make our way over the Adenauer Bridge on lap 1, getting almost a push from the guy on my outside. And, oh, there's going to be a big crash there as well.
Right side's clear.
And we're going to get completely destroyed. Like, completely destroyed. Don't know how bad the damage is on the car.
Keep your wits about you, mate.
It was a pretty square hit. I guess we'll take that. But I'm going to guess that is basically our afternoon ruined. Yes, it is. I mean, take a look at this for a run up in towards the blind crest there. Car in front just gets pinged, hits the wall, and just bounces back into the middle of the road. Nowhere for us to go in that situation. And that's going to be a low more iRating lost. Well, in a bid to try and get my Nordschleife fix for the evening, I've decided to dive into the Ringmeister series. So, same track, but this time around we've got a GT3 car with some ABS and some traction control. But that being said, if a car gets flung at me, there's not really a lot I'm going to be able to do, is there? Let's just see if we can keep it clean and tidy, and maybe we can make it out of this evening with a net iRating gain. They're starting P19 this time round, so this is going to be a very, very interesting one. But through the final couple of corners we go. It's going to be green flag racing then. That's wonderful to see. But yeah, will things stay clean and tidy off the start of this one? That is the much bigger question on my mind. Will we see more spinners down at turn 1? No, surprisingly not. It's always a good way to start these things. But yeah, really obviously going to have to focus up lap 1. Because of course now, you know, I've done a fair bit of driving in the Merc. I've done a fair bit of driving around this venue. But of course, yeah, you never quite know exactly how it's going to handle on this opening lap. All of my Nordschleife setups as well, Tech Inspect failed them. So now obviously we've had to run iRacing's standard Nordschleife layout. Oh, that's a big hit into the wall for someone who's now going to try and rejoin awfully. What is the number 13 car doing there? Maybe we'll be able to try and get round him. So I'm sure he's picked up a bit of aero damage off that start. And yes, we'll get right the way round him through Adenauer. A little bit scary on lap 1. Just don't quite know what the car's going to do, and you can already see a little bit of a gap opening up in front of the 15 there as we make our way down through one of the fastest sections of the circuit. Already up towards 170 miles an hour. There's not actually much pace difference between the Merc and the Porsche Cup car. Literally less than 10 seconds a lap. Which sounds like a lot until you remember, of course, that's Nordschleife. So on a normal circuit, 1.5, 2 seconds, which, yeah, in the grand scheme of things is really not a lot at all. But of course, yeah, Ringmeister. I've enjoyed this series in the couple of attempts I've done it before. I believe I did it in the BMW M4 at the start of the season. GT3 so the beautiful Sky livered car that just makes a bit of a mistake, and we'll make another one on the exit. So yeah, myself on the 15 there, just still stuck behind him, but maybe now might be able to try and sense an opportunity here. But yeah, really would like to survive this one. You know, as I mentioned in that Porsche Cup race, so far I haven't done a single race since I started this series where I've gained iRating. Although did gain a little bit from Fuji at the weekend there. Was really gutted with the way that race ended up. But yeah, not too sure kind of how aggressive we should go early on. Feel like, again, my pace around here is often a little bit better than my iRating. You know, it's a track that I like to say I feel like I know pretty much like the back of my hand. But, you know, that doesn't often give you every advantage you could possibly hope for. There's a little bit of a mistake out of one of the slowest corners of the lap. But yeah, that Sky car all over the road just in front, and is now going to be all over the road just behind there, sliding the car out of there. And yeah, John is really struggling early on there, just has not quite got maybe the setup right, or has cooked the tyres or something early on. But are we now going to be able to get past the 15? His pace doesn't look bad, actually, to be fair, early on here, as out onto the back straight, in air quotes, we go. Not really a straight, of course, here, but yeah, this race should take just under half an hour, I believe. Just under 7-minute lap times are usually the goal in this, so about 26 minutes, 27 minutes race time around here. As you can see already, cars side by side further up in front. I was about to say a couple of Mercedes there, of course, but everyone is in the Mercedes. For those of you that don't know how the Ringmeister series works, basically, rather than getting a new track each week, you get a new car each week. So, yeah, you always race at the Nordschleife, you always race on the Nordschleife as well, on the normal version of the Green Hell, the one that I think we all come to know and love. Luckily, looks like, as well, the baseline setup has got enough fuel for us to survive this race as well. That's a bit of a disaster. Just got caught out of carousel. And for those of you that think it doesn't cost you much time on the exit, there's your answer. John there will slip back past me. Maybe now has finally got his car where he needs it. But yeah, really annoying little mistake there by myself. Got to be so careful through this chicane. It's always the chicane that catches me out on iRacing. So easy just to nick the curbs. But yeah, there's definitely a bit of a train starting to form there, just up in front. The V8s just sending their way around this venue, and there is something special about bringing this German car back to the epitome and kind of the mecca for German racing venues. There is really no other place like it. I always get a little bit gushy when I come back to the Nordschleife. It's such a special place that I really hope we never lose from the world of motorsport. But yeah, through this section, you're basically just kind of stuck behind the car in front of you unless they make a big mistake and you're feeling very, very brave. Which, I won't lie, lap 1, I'm not. So we just lift off through there. John, again, very, very lucky to gather it up. But yeah, got a couple of very, very scary curbs through this final part of the lap. So just trying to dance between them as best as possible. You can see, again, John just gets a little bit uncomfortable. He's not really someone I want to follow too long, just because he's, yeah, all over the road, to be honest. Maybe there's a little bit of netcode involved in that as well. He's going to make another mistake. So we will get back down the inside, then gather it up nicely through mini carousel. And yeah, we've got to make sure, of course, that we're inside the slipstream of the cars in front. That's going to help us out. They're going to go side by side through, but not really leave us with anywhere to go. They're trying to time the run out onto the back straight, and it's not quite worked for me. We will now get to the inside of Jesper, but everyone's sticking to the other side of the venue. Are we going to get a bit of a push from John? He's going to get all over me. Look at the camera. There we go. He's going to give me a little bit of a bump. Thank you very much, sir. So we make our way up the Dottinger hole. Cars trying to slipstream each other. Don't give me another one, please. We'll get to the inside of the 11. This is brilliant racing at 170 miles an hour. There we go. 2 overtakes made down the Dottinger hole. Exciting stuff early on here. I've got no idea. It hasn't felt like it's been much of a wreck fest on lap 1.
Left side.
He says as John's going to run into the back of him and give us a 1x. No, that was actually the off track that we got the 1x for. But yeah, definitely seems very aggressive, does John, as someone's going to hit the wall through the final corner.
10th position. 3 laps.
10th? Surely not, no. 13th, crew chief's lying. Yeah, let's try and break away from those cars behind. I feel like Elias and I can close up to Dominic. Maybe there's a top 10 on the cards today. Or getting a slightly better run out of the blending double right-hander. We're going to be a bit closer to Elias as we make our way down the back straight. Not really the back straight, but you know what I mean. Not really a straight either, to be fair. But, oh, Elias there, very, very offline. Try to have a look around the outside. Not going to happen there. Maybe we can switch him through the hairpin. No, nowhere to go there. Oh, it's so scary. So scary racing these big GT3 cars around here, especially, you know, the Merc feels like it's built like a tank. But it doesn't make you feel any safer when you're heading towards a wall or side by side with someone at 150 miles an hour. Gather it up nicely. Wait, wasn't actually looking for a move there, but we almost made it down the inside. Can we try and put the power down off the exit? Not quite. Oh, there we go. John's gone. Can't say I'm particularly surprised by that one. We'll get a look at what happened on the incident report come the end of the race. But you can just see, oh, that's not right where I wanted to be. We're really, yeah, applying some pressure to Elias here. Still a nice run out of the next corner. And if he's got no slipstream up the back straight, we might be able to get a bit of a run on him. He's only 1.5 seconds behind Dominic in front, which you'd think you might still be in the range, but often isn't in fact the case. Try and get a nice run, get the power down on the exit of the corner here, but will it be enough? Will we be able to get a run? Or is he just going to try and sit in the middle of the road there, not really provide me with any opportunity to make anything happen? Looks like he's going to try and go a bit defensive. Open up the car to the left-hand side. We're actually going to get quite a nice run. Of course, we'll have the inside for the big blending corner. And, oh, we'll go right around him. Clearly didn't fancy that battle. And that was brave, brave stuff at the moment. But, yeah, 1 second behind Dominic then. So hopefully we can try and take some time out of him. Still a bit of a battle pack in front, though. That is, of course, for the top 10. So, you know, there's definitely still cars to chase. But, of course, the big goal still around here is always about survival. And this time round, we actually get the car into carousel. Much, much better. Saved ourselves a good 2 seconds. Well, the two in front are definitely costing each other a lot of time. But now I'm just getting a sense that Dominic is slowing me down as well a little bit. Perhaps not so confident knowing his way around here. As I don't want to become that guy on the Nordschleife who sits on your bumper trying to force you out the way, but certainly want to be that guy that applies enough pressure that you get forced into a bit of a mistake there, taking way too much curb through the crest. Yeah, these curbs around this final part of the circuit, they are like curbs you get on your normal road. They will throw the car up in the air, pitch it into a spin, and yeah, really on this section of circuit, there is nowhere to hide if and when that happens. So we need to try and set ourselves up for a good run out to the Dottinger hole. Hopefully this guy is not going to get slipstream off the guy in front of him there as well. We just get a little bit upset on the rear end. Leave it in 4th gear, try and get a nice run through. Really carry a lot of speed on the entry, and then obviously continue to try and drive the car off onto the back straight, and hopefully this time round we might be able to get a bit of a move done. Gaining in the slipstream in the wheel tracks. Want to have the same top speed we did last time by the end of the straight. This guy is clearly going to try and go defensive from me. Wheel-to-wheel stuff. Luckily we got over 1.5 miles to try and get this done. Will we be ahead of him by the time we get to the Bilstein Bridge? Just about. We'll give him a squeeze. Yeah, there we go. We'll slot through. 2 laps to go. Halfway through. We've still got 2 cars battling just in front of me. It's again nice and early on the brakes. Not 100% sure where I'm meant to be braking through there, but yeah, have we gained any other freebies? Has anyone in front gone off or done anything stupid? 6:43, I'm happy with that for a lap. We are into 10th, so we've gained I think 1 extra spot, I believe. P8 is right there. Well, these two battling each other. Christian is struggling at the moment. We are definitely closing in, but we're going to have to be smart and hope that we can find a way through. But yeah, I don't quite know what pace Steepo's got in that green Mercedes. Castrol livery on that thing, just like my GT4 Merc, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we've still got two behind us breathing down our neck. Elias has not dropped back very much at all. Here we go, side by side though. Oh, you don't want to be out on the outside there, especially with how aggressive that F1 paint scheme was looking from Christian. Whoa, he's having a look down the inside. Can we try to capitalise on this? Maybe get a run off the corner. Fortunately, I kind of realised what he was going for just a little bit too late. We'll get down the inside though. Not sure I want to be on that curb though. I had no idea what that curb was going to do to me. So you can just see again, he's trying to force the other Merc out. And he's not going to get a run either. Oh, this is scary stuff. Don't know where to be at the moment.
Car right.
Can we get down the inside?
Hold your line.
Definitely no opportunities for bumping up here.
Still there.
Yeah, knew he was going to squeeze me over that curb, and I knew how bad that curb was. Steepo is giving you an inch and nothing more. But to be fair to him, so is Christian in front. Nice and tidy as we make our way through. Just about 5 or 6 of us now. All getting into this bunch up. Let's know where we can really go there. This is where things can go really badly. It's just one little mistake. So we have to get on the anchors to avoid Steepo in front. But yeah, I don't believe, unless something crazy happens to anyone up the road, which of course can happen at any moment here on the Nordschleife. Yeah, I don't believe we're going to be able to fight for anything more than P8 here. Unless something happens through this final part of the lap, I think. Sensibly, we're going to have to try and wait for the Dottingerhoe and try and get a run on the pair of them. But yeah, we've got a long way to go before we get to there. A lot of corners in that time. Crazy to think, 154 corners around at this venue, and each and every one of them will send you to the Shadow Realm if it gets an opportunity. But yeah, little gap starting to form up behind again. Won't last long if Christian is going to try and defend like that, or if Steepo looks for moves like that. It just feels like there's an inevitability coming about the way these two are racing each other at the moment, and I kind of would rather be ahead of it than potentially wrapped up in it by being behind. You can only be so patient. I would not exactly argue, actually, to be fair, that I've been particularly patient in this race. It felt like we were practically pushing Steepo along then through that corner. But yeah, I feel like the best passage, of course, is going to be trying to get a run on the pair of them down the Dottingerhoe. Potentially go into that final lap, trying to run away as best as possible. We'll see whether it could happen. So we make our way through this section of corners again. This race has been really fun up to this point. Really hoping we can finally walk away with something to show for it. Oh, Steepo is so slow through here. You can see Christian there just gaining a little bit of ground on him. Seems very, very cautious in some very, very odd places around this venue. Perhaps just trying to bring the car down one too many gears, but gearing ourselves up then. Oh, no, that's not the line we needed. Wallops the curbing. Don't think we'll be vulnerable from the guy behind, but we certainly aren't going to get the run I wanted on the car in front. We can see other vehicles further up, still battling for their podium places and things like that. But yeah, for us though, this is sadly, I think, going to come down to the final lap unless something happens between these two here. Christian's done a very, very good job at keeping the car in front for as long as he possibly could, but they're going to go side by side in towards this final sector, and I'm not convinced either of them is going to back out. Almost a sub-7 minute. Oh, the Christian does back out, and that's not the run I really wanted to, because I believe Steepo is definitely quicker at the moment. We need to try and find a way around him. We've really got to try and find a way past at some point before the end of this lap, and hope that Steepo hasn't broken free.
Push, push, push. We can catch this car.
This is so exciting racing. I love coming back to Nords. It just works, doesn't it? So scary, but so rewarding when you get it hooked up, and you can already see Steepo trying to pull out a little bit of a margin. But yeah, we're not going to give up just yet on trying to get around Christian before we get out onto that back straight. Oh, Steepo, a little bit of a mistake there. That's going to upset him. And you can see Christian as well kind of follows him. Are we potentially now going to be able to get a run down in over the Adenauer Bridge? Kind of almost pushed him along. Oh, we did give him a little bit of a push there. A little bit of a love push, but we might be able to get a better run. Off of the corner, nowhere to go again.
Car left.
To the outside, perhaps. Not convinced we'll be able to go the long way around. Oh no, he backs out. He backs out. Wonderful. So now we've got a golden opportunity here. Thank you so much, Christian. So he almost runs into the back. Maybe just had to move over defensive slightly to make sure that he didn't. But now, as we take a lot of curb there. Luckily, the Merc pretty planted. We've got to try and close back up to Steepo because we know we might get a freebie down the backs, down the Dottinger Hoe if we can get close enough. Seen people try and play mind games around here before and give up the place before you get out there. But what will happen here? Oh, nudge the curb. That was a bit scrappy. Don't really want to be using first gear around most of this lap. That's going to give Steepo just a little bit of room to run away, but we know there's a few places in the second half of the lap that he's not confident. We are not going to give up on this. Well, I've noticed as well, just up the road, Andreas is really, really struggling late on. Don't know if he's picked up some damage somewhere or what's happened. But yeah, we are closing in on the yellow car as well. Unfortunately, that might mean I can't get a run on Steepo if he gets into his slipstream. Ready for the straight. Oh, this is going to get really dramatic in towards the final few sectors. Oh, Steepo's whacked the wall. I've almost followed him there. We just got awful wheels on the curbing. But somehow we're able to get away with it. But yeah, Andreas is struggling on this final lap. But are we going to be able to try and utilise this to our advantage and maybe get a P7 out of it? Already up to P9, of course. Wish the timing updated more than once a lap here, but it's not going to make a world of difference. But will Steepo just hold back? Or will he have to try and get him before the Dottinger Hoe here? We are throwing this car around, trying to gain time on the power of him wherever possible. The tyres are definitely starting to go. We have cooked the rubber. You can just hear it sliding underneath me everywhere at the moment. But yeah, I'm not convinced. I reckon Steepo's just going to try and hold this one off until we get on that Dottinger Hoe and try and claim the speed past the car in front of him. Careful with those curbs still, Matt. Gotta make it through one more time. This is going to get really, really close. Not much fuel left in the car. Gap opening up though to the guys behind quite aggressively. My thumbs have almost gone numb and we've only been at this for half an hour. Just goes to show how much you're working around this venue, but in towards the final few corners of this race, we need to try and get a good run out into the Dottinger Hoe. We need to try and get a run on the power of them, but I'm not convinced it's going to happen. Let's try and see what we can do there. Pretty tidy run. Ready to launch the car off onto the straight. And we've got a pretty nice tidy run. Even if we can just get Andreas here, it'd be quite nice. But yeah, we're gaining on Steepo as well. Are we potentially going to be able to try and utilise the double slipstream down this straight? We're all gaining in on each other. I'm going to have to pull out the slipstream. And this might really cost Steepo here, as I think Andreas... Wait, come on, mate.
Hold your line.
Can't be doing that. He's going to really try and pin me. Can we get a run, though, on the number 9 car as well? Got to have a look for it. Not quite there. And I think we're all just going to have to... No, he's going to turn me, of course. You absolute moron. Great. Car's wrecked. Can we just limp round to the finish? Might not lose a spot for it. Come on, just get round. I'm staggered. That's only a 2x. Out of the final corner. We are going to survive for P9 in the end, but yeah, not happy with Steepo on that one. Knew what he was doing and completely wrecked me. Well, let's try and take a look then at some other instance from the race there. Default paint scheme. Oh, this was the guy that binned it in front of me. Just got a little bit out of control there. Out of the corner. Almost comes together with the number 15 as well. I completely forgot about this early on with all the action that happened later on in the day. And yeah, we will just about sneak around the outside, as I believe, yeah, he's picked up steering damage there. And that is going to be him out of the race. Sky Sports car then. Let's have a look what happened. Oh, so he was dodging someone else. Okay, then. Very interesting. Just picks up a tiny bit of damage. Yeah, trying to avoid another car there, and that, I think, is just going to give him a little bit of tracking damage that's going to play havoc for the rest of the race. Oh, here we go. So this is what happened to John then. Oh, this is where he goes into me. Just a little bit of nudging there. Nowhere near as bad as the one we'd have on the final lap. Yeah, I want to know how he DNF from this thing. He's going to potentially almost lose a spot. See, the 15 car, oh, that's how the 15 car got wrecked. Just had a look down the inside and couldn't hang on to it. John then, is this going to be the moment that he retires from the race? Yep, just gets a bit of a snap oversteer. Tries to overcorrect, finds the wall, and that is John out. And pink Mercedes there, BWT versus Manfilter. Oh, big high-speed moment there. And that is going to be, I think, race-ending damage. Just got hooked across the front. And that is a nasty shunt. And the yellow AMG as well. Back again. Does he just run a little bit wide? Yes, he does. Gathers it up, though, rather nicely. Well done, sir. And again, what's he going to do this time around? That is brave going through there. Well, he didn't even brake. Nudges the wall, but might get away with that again. Castrol Edge car then, just making his way through. Yeah, nudge that curb. It happens to everyone. I know I've done it so many times. But again, if he hit that straight, he might just have got away with it. And again, the number 7 car in towards the final sector. Oh, no, he's hit that curb. That's what I was so scared about. Fair play on saving it. He's going to have to try and take evasive action from a load of other cars there. Somehow they all make it through. He's going to lose a handful of spots in the process, but well held, sir. And here we go then, the final instant of the race. You can see there, Stipo actually claimed I broke too late. Not quite sure what happened, to be completely honest. But yeah, he was adamant it was my fault. Was quite happy just to run through me. But yeah, you know, we were trying to avoid Andreas in front. You know, clearly he had the speed to defend the position. We nudged the brake once, nudged the brake again. And Stipo there, yeah, just turns me. Doesn't even wait. We didn't lose another spot from it, but yeah, he didn't even think to wait at the end of all that. And yeah, I'm really not a fan of that kind of driving to end the race. Let's go take a look at our final results. Our final results then from the Porsche Cup race we did first of all. Not good. Minus 0.22 SR, minus 66 iRating. But are we going to bring it back in the second race of the night? I believe we will have recovered some of it, but not all. Let's go take a look. Few results. 0.08 SR, so we did gain some of that back. And 43 iRating, so we're under 1600 here now. We are having a nightmare so far on the sim. But yeah, we did make up 10 places in that race, so I believe we made the most progress of anyone overall there. And to be honest, we only have 3 instant points with everything that went down. I'm rather staggered with, all things considered. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon with more iRacing content. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.